Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if you are new, my name is Shweta Sinha and I'm a third year student at University of Delhi, and I'm also preparing for UPSC CSE 2022. In this video, I'm going to talk about what my GS strategy has been so far, and as a beginner, how did I decide that which subjects to pick first and what my strategies should be, how did I strategize, and some tips and tricks in between. So if you enjoy this video, hit the like button, share, subscribe, and tell me what your GS strategy has been in the comment section below. Okay, so disclaimer, this is the actual footage of me studying, and everything that I say further is eventually false. So let's begin. I want to begin this video by telling a short story about how I decided that I would pick up this civil services as a career. So getting into the civil services has been my childhood dream kind. Like, I considered it since childhood. I was involved in many different fields and I wanted to explore everything, but this was the dream that I pursued right now, and I'll do all the things that I decided further in my life, but right now I'm preparing for UPSC. So I began my preparation around 5 months ago. From May 2020, I began the serious preparation, and I remember it because from that day onwards, I started posting whatever I read on my Instagram page. If you want to see what I have been through in the past 5 months, you can visit it at the rate UPSC_sedulous_aspirant. So you can see it, everything is available in the highlights and the stories, what my strategy has been, if you want to go through it once. And do follow me on Instagram. So here also I'll tell, starting from March, what has been my background. I came here with the plan of around staying for 15 days because I thought that within 15 days this coronavirus will eventually go and the college will reopen. I stayed here and then I started reading books. I like reading books, so
I love books.
I picked up different books and I almost read 25 novels within this lockdown session, and it was not specifically for UPSC, but there were few subjects that were, books that were specifically for UPSC. Like, I read India After Gandhi by RAMESH and GHUA during that session, The Argumentative Indian by AMRTYA. So these were the few books, and more were there, but I cannot collect the name right now, and I'll just begin. So when I decided that yes, I don't want to waste my time more in this lockdown and that I should start preparing for the dream that I have been carrying since I got into graduation. So in the past 2 months, in 2 years in my graduation, all I did was watch Topper Talks, prepare a book list, prepare a timetable, bought NCERTs, but I never got to reading them because I don't know, I just kept procrastinating, and there was no such intention of picking that book before graduation. But when here, I was just clueless what to do and how can I utilize my time. So I began the preparation and I picked up with economy and modern India. So first I'll tell what my strategy of economy has been so far. And economy was the only subject that I struggled with during my school days. I never understood what economy was like. A little concepts, I read economy till 10th and it was not so hard. Still, I don't know why I didn't like that subject. I was good at maths, but this was the only subject that I struggled, and economy was never my cup of tea. So when I bought NCERTs back in my first and second year, I bought NCERTs of history, political science, geography, but I left economy behind because in my plan, economy was the last subject that I wanted to touch. So when I decided, I had all my NCERTs back in Delhi of history, political science and geography, and here because I packed for just 15 days, I just bought one NCERT, and that was of modern India class 12 BIPIN CHANDRA. That was all I got here. So when I finally completely decided that
I don't need you or anybody
and some previous year question. I tried to, and because I was watching Toppers Talk for the past 2 years, I knew what the pattern was, what I could expect before getting into UPSC. So that was a quite bad. So I won't say that I wasted 2 years of my life just watching interviews, but it has helped me because I was able to strategize better. So I asked my father to bring NCERTs of economy, and then I went through it. I read economy of class from 9th to 12th, and 9th and 10th I just finished within 4 hours. Like I took 8 hours to finish it, and it was so easy. I didn't know why I struggled with that while school. I guess I didn't pay much attention, and that was the reason. So I finished it, and I didn't know about any other sources other than Ramesh Singh for economy. Just a minute. Yeah. So I didn't know about MRUNAL sir's lectures or any teacher into this who was teaching economy in the better way, and I thought that I would have to like join an academy plus and what for lectures. So I just decided, I was taking some help from YouTube. MRUNAL sir's lectures are there, but I didn't know about him back then. So whatever the concept was, like I really struggled with the 3 ways to calculate GDP. That was very struggling for me because I was doing it all on my own. So for that, or for some hard topics, I watched YouTube videos, but not completely. Only after finishing macroeconomics and half of microeconomics of class 12 NCERT, I got to know that MRUNAL sir is the best teacher in economy. His handouts are there, his lectures are available, and I can watch it and clear my concepts. So after reading NCERTs, I got to know him, quite lucky of me. And then I started watching MRUNAL sir's lecture. There are 46 lectures along with 14 handouts, overall 600 pages, I guess. So I began reading it, going through his lectures, and they are very useful. Like if you are a beginner and you can arrange watching MRUNAL sir's lectures, please do. It will completely clear all your concepts regarding every detail of economy, and it has helped me so far that first I used to think economy was never my cup of tea, and now I am quite confident. So economy I juggled with modern India for 2.5 months. Like 20th May I started, and I did it till 1st of August. Both modern India and economy, I juggled between them. Every day I used to study 4 hours economy and 4 hours modern India. So that was it. And along with MRUNAL sir's lectures, I also referred to Ramesh Singh for a standard book, because MRUNAL sir's lectures are quite good for prelims, and for mains perspective you need a little bit more information. Like if you see questions, so prelims questions are very analytical, not quite analytical, but if you know the concept you can answer it. Like there are questions like what is legal tender. There are more questions, and some are very difficult. And for mains it is quite bit analytical. Like the question will be, I have a diary, so I've wrote some points here and I'll be looking at it sometimes. Like the nature of growth in India, is it a jobless growth, comment on that. And these are the type of question basically asked GS3 economy. So the approach is quite different. So if you are doing MRUNAL sir's lectures, please refer to a standard book alongside, not completely but selectively, please do. And moving forward, I'll talk about modern India. So as I said, I juggled it with economy, so the timeline is also the same. 20th May till 1st of August I did modern India. Modern India was quite tricky for me because I was reading it from 4 perspectives. First was for my college, because in the upcoming semesters, like the 5th and 6th semesters, we were having concepts from modern India, and I wanted to be prepared for the next semester, because I thought that if I'm taking up this UPSC preparation, I don't want to leave it in between when I get back to college, and that's why I wanted to finish the syllabus of college so that I can have more time when I get back to college. So I pick up modern India from 4 perspectives, and first was college. So semesters, I saw what were the things that we're going to ask, what are the common questions, and I read that from that perspective. The rest 3 were for UPSC, but different things. mains perspective, prelims perspective and optional perspective. I'll just give you a brief example how these perspectives are different by quoting different previous year questions. So I'll pick up the topic of 1857 revolt. In 2016 there was a question in mains from this topic 1857 revolt that explain how the uprising of 1857 constitutes an important watershed in the evolution of British policies towards colonial rule. So that is the question of mains, and now you can see that it is very basic type question, that obviously the British policies changed. Like before it was controlled by company rule, but now the crown was directly taking proclamation of 1858 was after this 1857. So we can see the change, and it is very common if you have studied modern India, even NCERTs if you have done, there is specifically a chapter administrative change after 1858, from 1858 something. So this is very common thing, and for mains you have to read it very casually, I guess that is the word. Not casually, but not so analytical. Like you have to have a proper base, and then you can answer these questions. For optional now, I'm quoting a question for optional from 2016 only. The mutiny of 1857 was much more than mutiny of sepoys, but much less than a national rebellion. Comment. Since I have studied modern India, I have finished it. This question also seems quite easy for me, but those who have not studied, you have to analyze it. Moving forward, for prelims there was a question in 2005 that which were the areas that were not involved in 1857 revolt. So the options were Jhansi, Jagdishpur and Chittor and Lucknow. So this is also quite easy question because we know Lucknow was for Begum, Jagdishpur was from Bihar, Kunwar Singh, and Jhansi, we all know Jhansi, that Rani Lakshmi Bai. So the only option left is Chittor. So it is also a factual question, not so analytical, and now you can see why the approach for these are different. Talking about modern India book list, it was also different. Like for mains perspective, I think BIPIN Chandra suffices, and for prelims if you want to read Spectrum you can. I didn't read Spectrum, so I cannot say anything on that. I cannot comment on that because I haven't read that book. So Spectrum you can, and for optional you have to juggle few books. Like I did some topics from B.L. Grover, some topics from BIPIN Chandra, and some topics from SHEKHAR Bandhopadhyaya, PLASSEY to Partition. These were the 3 books, and NCERT 12th class BIPIN Chandra was the base. I always, before doing any topic, I used to go back to the NCERT and read it from there, so that I know that what things to pick it up. And question paper and syllabus you have to keep by your side always. Moving forward, from 1st of August I decided that I have done economy and modern India, and the rest of history like ancient and medieval I did it in my college, and I didn't want to pick it up again because all my books are back in Delhi and I don't want to buy it again. Simple thing. So I started with geography and political science, and again all my NCERTs are back in Delhi, so I just picked up standard books like geography. I had NCERTs from 6 to 8 in Delhi, so I needed to buy from 9 to 12, and I bought it over here, and then I went through it. I made notes of geography, NCERTs 9 to 12, and then I moved forward with DR KHULLAR for prelims, because I know my base of geography is not so strong. So before taking up any subject, please know where you stand in that subject. If you are a beginner, please know what your base is, what are your pillars, and then move forward. Whether also you please decide which kind of student you are, whether you understand better if a teacher is teaching you, whether you understand better by only self-study. Like I am the student, if a teacher is teaching, like if I watch video lectures of any subject, that will be imprinted in my mind for a lot more longer duration of time rather than when I read just from books. So Pictionary memory is quite stronger for me. So the same way you have to decide what kind of power you have, what your strengths are. So moving forward, geography, I said 9 to 12 NCERT and DR KHULLAR, but from 1st August I started geography and polity, but from 11th my online classes began, and that was like everything was going into such a chaos, because with online classes I had to devote almost 5 to 7 hours of lectures and college lectures, online college lectures, and then the balance between college and preparation was not being built. Now I can say I'm stable, at a stable position, and that's why I am able to manage both college and UPSC. You can see it in my previous video how I manage UPSC and my college. So because I always take 2 subjects at once, and then I put up almost 4 hours to each subject in a day. My geography and polity I picked up together, but I was not able to continue with geography because college lectures and college subject. Let me brief you about it. In college I am doing 4 papers: history of India from 1600 to 750, and China, USA, and what is my 3rd subject? Shit. Modern Europe. Oh, my professors are going to kill me if they watch this video. But I'm doing all these 4 subjects, and you can see the proportion of world history is quite larger in my college. So I thought that I did modern India, and if I do world history also, so my paper 2 of optional will be completed. So that's why I left geography and I picked up world history. That was the strategy behind picking up world history. And world history, first I'm doing it right now, I'm doing it just for the base of college, and then when my base is formed, I'll move forward and do from mains, prelims and optional perspective also. So right now I'm just doing the college perspective, and I am doing different sources, like we have to read in history honors different sources. I'm going to make a video for history honors, what it is like to be studying in Delhi University, how is the course divided, and that will be the part 2 of this video. So don't forget to watch it, okay? And so that was all. Geography was substituted by world history and eliminated by world history. So it was eliminated, and polity continued. So all my NCERTs are back in Delhi. Again, I'm saying, I'm repeating these lines so much. You would be tired. You'll say, Shweta, we know your NCERTs are back in Delhi. Now move forward. So moving forward, I began with Shubhra ma'am's lecture, and I did Shubhra ma'am's lecture for polity. Governance and IR are still not done, and I just did for polity all the lectures, and I guess there are 20-25 lectures for polity of Shubhra ma'am. I did it. I made my own notes from her lectures, and then I picked up LAXMIKANT. And I'm doing it right now, and my base for polity has been good since school, and I enjoyed reading political science in school also, and my political science has been my generic subject in my college days. Like, we have to select a generic subject, and then we have to read it for almost 4 semesters, like 2 years we have to read it. So I did first and second year. I read few papers of political science also. So it was good, and I had a proper base. I knew about that, and that's why I didn't worry much that my NCERTs are not done, and so I should stop. I just wanted to keep moving forward, and that's why after doing Shubhra ma'am's lecture, I moved forward and picked up LAXMIKANT, and I'm currently reading it, and it has been smooth. If I don't understand, there are few topics, because I have not done my NCERT, I don't understand. Like there was in this chapter, that is Parliament. Visiting Parliament was a lot easier than reading Parliament chapter. We all know that Parliament is such a bulky chapter, but in that chapter I was able to understand everything except motions, the different kind of motions, and that's why I had to refer to YouTube videos. So if something is stopping you, like you don't have NCERT or you don't have any source, please don't bother about it. There are multiple sources, and if you visit YouTube, you can find it. Like there are some videos that are not so good, but still it will explain the basic point, and then you can move forward. So don't stop just because you don't have sources. Don't let it be an excuse in your way for preparing for UPSC. Start self-studying, and it is not that hard. Like, I have not been such a bright student. I just pick up subjects. I take the first step. That is the difference between me and the one who's not preparing right now. So I just took the first step, and I have been enjoying so far, and that was all I needed to say in this video. And I'll talk about history honors and what it is to be like studying in Delhi University, and why should you take history honors after 12th if you have just now passed 12th. So make sure you watch this video, and if this video has been informative at all, if you have learned even a thing from this video, please like it, share and subscribe, so that I keep making these kind of videos and keep helping you out and helping myself also out, because it is a two-way thing. If you are getting benefited by my videos, I'm also getting benefited, because before making this video I had to structure everything. Then I had to go back and see what my preparation has been, whether I was on the right track or not. I had to go through some previous year questions, and then I was able to check. So that is benefiting you as well as me. So it is a two-way thing. And now I'll end this vlog here, and I hope you have this. I hope this has been helpful to you. That's it. That's the only motive. Thank you if you have watched this so far. I'll see you in the next vlog.